Is the Alabama Department of Transportation, ALDOT, deceiving Birmingham to get its way? Does ALDOT want to waste money, double our efforts, and make our highways more dangerous? Is the mayor and city council aware of it? I'll show you the information I have, and you can decide. Hey neighbor, can you give me less than 15 minutes to fill you in on the most important federal investment in Birmingham's history and how we are not getting the whole story? I'm talking about the upgrades to the 2059 bridges downtown. In 2004, the city created a master plan to decrease the effect of the 2059 bridges on downtown and the northern neighborhoods. The designers said, Birmingham does not have a riverfront like most cities, so we have to create views. They explained that the old 2059 interstate bridges were coming to the end of their lifespan, and the federal money would be better spent removing them than rebuilding them. Their research showed if we wanted Birmingham to become a world-class city, the bridges were a visual and economic barrier between black and white, north and south, and removing them and creating a downtown park would improve the area's economic viability and help mend our social divide. Another idea in the master plan was Railroad Park. Here is their renderings, and here it is today. Do they look similar? I think we can all agree Railroad Park is an economic and social success for Birmingham, just like the plan predicted, even though there were many naysayers. The designers said building the parks would encourage investment in housing downtown, but warned the city to also focus on the neighborhoods in the north for possible single-family housing. Not everybody wants to live in an apartment. Some people want a yard. With the hope of a new city, I bought a house in one of the northern neighborhoods, Norwood, and I renovated the house. This is my home. We've lived here for 10 years. We love our old house and the convenient location of the neighborhood to downtown. As for the viaduct, Dallas used to have the same problem as Birmingham. No one wanted to invest in an ugly stretch of land downtown. But in Dallas, they finished building the park like the one sketched in our master plan. We want the same thing in Birmingham, a large boulevard park between the BJCC complex and the Birmingham Museum of Art, as described in the 2004 City Master Plan. But the Alabama Department of Transportation said no. These are the bridges of 2059 now. They cut through our city and they are out of date. ALDOT's plan is to build higher and wider bridges and remove all entrances and exits to downtown. Great if you're a truck driver speeding through the city. Not so great if you want to live, work, or play downtown. Railroad Park brought in new business and new developments to the area and improved property values as predicted. The park transformed a warehouse wasteland into our community backyard and attracted positive national attention to Birmingham. The impact of the I-2059 viaduct on the downtown, as stated by the Economic Development and Transportation Review prepared by the City of Birmingham and Rev Birmingham, says, quote, the viaduct creates conditions that depress land values, create adverse environmental impacts, constrain expansion of institutions, and reduce connectivity. After little research, ALDOT said sinking the interstate like described in the city master plan was too expensive and the water table was too high. To create a grand municipal boulevard, Birmingham would have to get creative. One of the possible options is to reroute the traffic of 2059 to the historic unfinished Finley Boulevard bypass. Using the city mapping service, this area is an official transit corridor. It is also a floodplain and is recently deemed a brownfield. With this in mind, this 1.5-mile reroute plan was made available to ALDOT as a wish list. Note, it gives excellent access to Collegeville and North Birmingham, but does not interfere with any homes. A win-win for everyone. Here, the 2014 Economic Development and Transportation Review displays vacant parcels as brown blocks and tax delinquent as white. This route would skirt between two neighborhoods and no homes would be disturbed, only tax delinquent and vacant property. At ALDOT's past proposal to the city, they gave two alternatives labeled Move to Finley. Alternate 2 used the Finley Boulevard roadbed and routed 2059 from Tallapoosa exit on the east to Arkadelphia exit on the west. John Cooper, The director of ALDOT, in his address to the Birmingham City Council, said if he had his dream configuration with no regard to time and money, this would be ALDOT's preference. But the price is too high and disrupting people in the area past the I-65 interchange too great. Alternate 1 is a shorter version. Logically, you would think it would be the shorter version of alternate 2, much like the wish list plan, and just stop at 65 and not disturb the residents here, right? Wrong. Strangely, alternate 1, also called Move to Findlay, does not connect with Findlay Boulevard. This route intersects here on 65, just north of the city, and a quarter-mile shy of Findlay Boulevard at 21st Avenue North, where no interstate intersection ever existed. Why? Why did they call it Move to Findlay when it does not intersect with Findlay? Were they trying to fool someone? Alternate 1 creates an intersection where one never existed and runs over the backside of every neighborhood north of the city. This route would displace large number of families and run over well-established churches in the area. The red dots are the houses that will be affected if 2059 was moved here. No wonder the project cost $1.5 billion. Who thought this was a good idea? Why did ALDOT even suggest it? If ALDOT's dream configuration was alternate 2, from Tallapoosa to Arkadelphia, why didn't they just stop at 65 and give the city that alternate as a short version? ALDOT would be one step closer to their dream configuration. On top of that, ALDOT has been working on a 6-lane Findlay extension project for the last 5 years. The original project was promoted by Congressman Earl Hilliard in the 70s and picked up by the late City Council President Maxine Parker. These are the ALDOT working plans to extend Findlay Boulevard to Tallapoosa. Why did ALDOT not propose this to the city? Are they trying to fool someone? Pull a fast one? Play a shell game? Whatever you call it, they did not think we would notice. Where is the plan to match our wish list? Why was it buried and ignored? Neighborhood association members from Ossipco Findlay, North Birmingham, Collegeville, Norwood, and Harriman Park signed petitions saying they were behind this alternate. Nearly 2,000 people signed online and paper petitions to support this plan. The Crestwood Neighborhood Association passed a resolution in support of this plan. Why did ALDOT and the city ignore this plan? Where are the civic and business leaders to promote this plan? Are the people who move this city ignorant to what is going on or just ignoring it? With dwindling highway resources, we need to make every move count. Moving the interstate out of downtown and creating a ground-level boulevard would create a huge 6-block railroad park north that would calm traffic, create a pedestrian-friendly green space between the BJCC complex and the Birmingham Museum of Art. It would open up land now covered by bridges and promote massive economic development in an area as described in the City Master Plan of 2004 and the recent Economic Development and Transportation Review. Case studies like Milwaukee, where realignment happened, the land values in the area increased by 180%. Dallas had new economic benefits to the downtown in excess of $313 million. For 7 more case studies, see the Economic Development and Transportation Review created by Goody Clancy for the City of Birmingham and Rev Birmingham on the Rethink 2059 Facebook page. Without the oppressive bridges, large areas of our downtown would be open to economic development, similar to what has happened in Railroad Park and in Dallas. In many cities, elevated expressway viaducts have been or will be replaced by surface boulevards in the coming years. Check out Highways to Boulevards online. Let's prepare Birmingham to compete for the next 50 years. How would a ground-level 2059 reroute to Findlay Boulevard benefit the Northside community? The community development impact of the Economic Development and Transportation Review states the success of downtown revitalization eventually has a spillover effect on adjacent neighborhoods. The interstate viaduct isolates these Northside neighborhoods and will constrain their ability to benefit from downtown momentum. Moving the interstate north would give interstate access for the first time ever to north side communities such as North Birmingham and historic Collegeville. Collegeville is landlocked by train tracks, so when the trains are parked on all the tracks, neighbors can neither enter nor exit. That includes emergency vehicles like ambulance and fire. Civil rights tours would have a better access to historic Bethel Baptist Church. The reroute would open up better access for the neighborhood of North Birmingham, a great neighborhood that has an underdeveloped and underutilized historic downtown area. Sound barriers and parks could be created along Village Creek to reduce noise and improve drainage to neighborhoods too long underserved. Neighborhood association members of Ossipco Finley, North Birmingham, Collegeville, Norwood, Druid Hills, and Fountain Heights signed petitions in favor of this type of non-aggressive planning that would benefit the north side as well as the downtown economically. Rerouting 2059 would move the bulk of the traffic north and alleviate the congestion at Malfunction Junction. Malfunction Junction is the most deadly intersection of Alabama Highway. AlDOT wants to build 7 more ramps to Malfunction Junction to handle the additional traffic. This will only create more malfunction and death. This area needs less traffic to make it safe. The proposed new on-ramps in Fountain Heights will mow down 2 blocks of historic housing and relocate more than 60 residents. The existing bridges are coming to the end of their lifespan. But the new $362 million bridge AlDOT proposed will need to be replaced in 16 years because of outpaced capacity. Why not redeck the bridge at half the cost of $128 million and look for a true, viable alternative for the city and its residents, whatever that may be? The 2004 Birmingham Master Plan laid out what we wanted for our city over 10 years ago. The Economic Development and Transportation Review detailed the incredible economic benefits of removing the bridges from downtown and how that will affect the city and the region. Where is our city leadership? Where is the business community and our civic organizations? This project is a hand up to the area of the city that can prosper with the correct use of federal funding. AlDOT's plan does not solve any of the problems that have plagued downtown Birmingham and its north side communities. AlDOT only wants to move traffic from point A to point B. What about the people who live between A and B? If we pool our existing transportation money at Work Now and work wiser, we can make Birmingham a better place for everyone. If we are going to spend federal funds, we want a plan that truly moves us forward, not a Band-Aid waste of money that no one wants and cripples Birmingham and its north side neighborhoods economically and socially. If you agree, like us on Facebook at Rethink 2059. Print out a completed AlDOT comment form to let the U.S. Department of Transportation know AlDOT is playing a shell game with our future, and we want better. Let's not just get her done. Let's do it right. Rethink 2059.